Who said that Africa was bluffing? Who said that they were playing games? Can you hear them now? Sure, the Western world has the fake news and the algorithms that help you spin the facts, and don't think they're gonna stop. Here's how they do it. Love y'all. Let's stay ahead of the game. So how does this battle start and end for the West to get allies on their side? Let me show you. It starts right here. It's how they paint their story. It's how you can't see what's behind it. It's how they get popular vote on their side. This is their biggest weapon, and this is what they're saying right now. Tell me if it doesn't make you a little bit upset. Did me.
Got here now is evacuations taking place. We have tension in the region. We have military threats. But there's another thing in this equation now about disinformation. Tell us about that.
The disinformation, listen, Niger is a country where 2/3 of the population is illiterate.
Stop right there, dude. A definition of an illiterate population is showing or marked by lack of acquaintance with the fundamentals of a particular field of knowledge. Don't let them spin to you that the people of Niger are unacquainted with Niger. The people of France and the people of America are unacquainted with Niger. The people in the Western European countries are unacquainted with Niger. Niger knows exactly what they're doing. Fake news.
But they can make anything bad because they are the fake, disgusting news.
It's fake news telling people they're too dumb to go against the system. They're onto you, colonial and imperialist. They're onto you. They're over you. They're over you. They've passed that point. You can't trick them anymore. Someone once said, and I believe it was Edmund Burke, was it? Yeah. He said the only thing necessary for evil to triumph in the world is for good people to do nothing, which is why we do what we do. And it's a great principle to live by. Please grab a drink, grab a snack, and join the conversation. We have a lot of videos to go over with here as we move forward together. I have a lot of information, video clips, important moments in the video that you're gonna wanna see. I always think before I react in throwing up a video, just about anything, and especially on this matter. I've deciphered it surgically and removed and dismantled and discarded all of the flossy-nosy nihilification clickbait catchphrases to give you all the most reliable information that I could muster with the events happening, and more to come as we see in Africa moving light speed in their fight and becoming a superpower after spending the last 5 days intensely reviewing the African-Russian summit. I've pieced together what I think gives us a real substance of what's going on in Niger, as well as other parts of Africa. Let me just say that I'm praying effectually and fervently for the safety of anyone that's in the region, and remember, the fight is not among each other. We know the powers at large need to divide the people in order for the people to do the evil biddings for them. Divide and conquer is what they need in using situational design, which is what we're seeing. First thing I needed to do to find out what's going on in Niger is find out if the election results were fair. Were they fair? Do I know that? No, I don't know. Do you know that? Let me know down below what you guys think about the elections. Were they fair? Because I do believe if an election is fair, whoever's supposed to take that seat deserves that seat. Being overthrown by a coup is probably not the best thing for democracy. Without knowing that, who is being ejected? I found this clip, immediately found this clip, and I knew what was going on. I knew it. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people in Africa concerned about the Western world wanting to control the population of Africa. Get that a lot. And what do I find almost immediately? It was the video of Niger President Mohamed Bazoum, who is being overthrown, who is now taken over by the coup, at a discussion panel for Gender Warrior with who else other than Bill Gates. Bill Gates is this man right here. I know Bill Gates, and a lot of people out there understand Bill Gates to be the head of and in deep with those trying to control the population and issue vaccines and make medicine. So he's a big pharma guy. He's a very left-wing, deep state man, which is what Africa is trying to get rid of right now, the deep state. They want to do things on their own, and they don't want the deep state involved. And I don't blame them. It's a very ugly place to be. So when I saw Mohammed Bazoum with Bill Gates talking about depopulizing, talking about too many pregnancies going on in Niger almost immediately. And he's got some good points on, they're too young and they need to be educated. And I get that. But still, it fits the agenda of the far left, gender ideology, LGBTQ, climate change over people. And I felt like this is the main reason. He wouldn't keep family traditional values. Okay, that's all I got on Bazoum. Why he's been overthrown. Why the coup went after Bazoum. That's the most I got. Is it 100% accurate? I don't know. You tell me how accurate you feel like that is. And we know that those who hold family values, conservative family values like the Africans do, the last person you want to see your president talking to is Bill Gates. Not conservative, not family values, far left, way off the beaten path of what Rwanda, Ghana, Zambia, Kenya, all these other countries in Africa are doing. You don't talk to Bill Gates. You don't sit down and have a conversation with him, because if, this guy's feeding your pockets, or you have that possibility that you can be bought, Bill Gates would be a guy to do that. So I'm just going to leave it at that. That's the most I know, and why. That's the most, as far as I can go with why the coup has taken this guy out. Let's move forward and find out where Russia, Burkina Faso, and Mali are coming in here, because this is very important. It's where we hit the nail on the head with what's going to happen next, and how this was set up to happen next. So, hold on. He's appointed the president of Burkina Faso. Had this to say to Putin at the Soviet Union summit. He said, yesterday we talked about the embassy. It was the Soviet embassy we closed in 1992. We've already taken certain steps that would help you open the embassy again. And I know it's not Burkina Faso, but Burkina Faso is actually helping Niger in defending anybody that wants to come up against this coup. Now, look what the embassy has happened here. They just need to basically throw in some windows, throw up some new curtains, new chairs in Niger, and you've got a whole new embassy. Russia, take French's embassy. We're leveling the field. Come on in, Russia. Come on in. It's safe. We're getting rid of all the other bad actors in the West. We're making a nice, comfortable place for you guys. Do you think this was all part of the plan? Burkina Faso's new leader, Ibrahim Traoré, if I didn't get his name right, let me know. He went on to say this: I think your military mission would also be helpful in our region, because there is a lot of turbulence in our region, and to say the least, right, guys? And we would like to see changes in our policies. Some of our traditional partners are turning their backs to us, and now we can see who our real friends are. And Russia is our real friend, and has been our real friend since we were a colony, and continues to support us even today. The playing field is being set. Burkina Faso is in, 100%. They're in. As is a lot of African countries that we know, that we've been talking about here. Now, as we listen to this together, understand that this is probably the most heartfelt Putin was throughout the whole summit, through all the leaders that were talking. And when you get this message from Mali at the summit, you're going to understand why all this is happening. You might just want to grab a drink for this one, guys and gals. Cheers.
I now give the floor to the interim president of the Republic of Mali, Assimi Goïta. The St. Petersburg summit taken place 4 years later after the Sochi summit testifies to the quality of partnerships between Russia and Africa based on sincerity, long-standing friendship, and mutual respect. And naturally, our relations have a particular quality to them. Naturally, Mali does not share a common language with Russia or something like that, but we have been cooperating since 1963, when our country has gained independence. Despite various changes that have taken place, our relations have intensified and diversified and they can be seen in infrastructure, science, agriculture, tertiary education, defense, security, and other sectors. Despite the geopolitical situation and the global circumstances, the people of Mali is mobilized. And we intend to consolidate our strategic partnership between Mali and the Russian Federation in order to make sure that it serves our people and brings about its happiness. This partnership is necessary. Russia has demonstrated that it is Mali's loyal partner in trying times. It has shown its loyalty and dynamics. It has been by our side when we went through difficult times, and Russia has always respected our sovereignty. In order to ensure peace and security and restore peace, security, and stability, we need to protect our people and our country's territorial integrity. It is a strategic choice for us. And naturally, we must become fully independent and self-reliant. We need to strengthen our armed forces. This is why in Mali we have defense cooperation with the Russian Federation, and we thank you for your support and friendship. Thanks to Russia, we have strengthened our security forces, our defense forces, other uniformed agencies. Right now, the armed forces of Mali are on the offense. We have brought down the number of attacks against our military bases. We have ensured security in various places. And I thank you, Mr. President, once again for your support, for your government's support. Thanks to you, we have made strides in our fight against terrorism. Russia's cooperation with African countries is more than just about security or defense. We also cooperate in human resources, as well as in trade, economy. Our partnership has received a new impetus in economy and monetary cooperation. For us, it is a wonderful opportunity to strengthen our bilateral economic ties. Mr. President, the people of Mali are proud to belong to the African continent. We have ancient traditional values. We have a traditional culture, and it matters to us. And we share the principles of justice and commitment to traditional values that we share with Russia. Today, more than ever, African peoples and Russian people's destinies are interlinked. Together, we must face common challenges, establishing full sovereignty of our countries, fighting terrorism, fighting poverty, empowerment. This fight needs to be effective.
Our global community shall spare no effort to ensure fair and just reform without politicization of the human rights issues. We shall avoid double standards. Speaking of the UN Security Council reform, this is the most important matter within the UN work. We stand in favor of stability, of security, and this definitely means reform of the UN institutions. based on the principles of justice and fairness. We should closely monitor the economic indicators. We see that the BRICS countries are gaining traction. This is a very respected group and a reputable group with a great deal of influence in the global arena. The BRICS countries for us are a hope, and we firmly believe that this would be a tool of fighting against the Western domination. We also hope that we will find opportunities and mechanisms for financing development of our countries. Our world faces numerous complicated challenges, and Africa was quite enthusiastic about the current summit. We firmly believe that this is an important event which would allow us to move closer to a genuine, fair and equal partnership between our continent and Russia without any misinformation. I hope that we will continue our relations with all the partners in accordance with the three key principles of our republic, namely respect for Mali's sovereignty, respect for our strategic interests, the protection of the interests of the Mali people. I also support the Pan-African ideas. It is important to continue the integration process within Africa. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, distinguished colleague. You have mentioned many important aspects, and we were all listening carefully and attentively. I would like to point out one thing. You mentioned your country's adherence to the traditional values. This is what brings us together. Russia and the vast majority of the people living on the African continent, the vast majority of the African countries, the traditional values are the foundation of our identity, of our existence and our sovereignty. There is no doubt that this is the basis of our statehood. I fully share your approaches, and now I give the floor to the President of the Republic of Mozambique.
That's what we've been talking about since day one. Since day one, when Museveni came out with the anti-LGBTQ law. That started it. That was the spark. Sam George, Rudo. Now you got the whole world with Africa. It's happening. It's now. Guys, I hope that you understand where we're going with this. I hope that you get the message. The majority of the world is for you. Don't stop. Let the fight be for the families. Once again, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you got a lot out of this. I hope you understand. Stay safe. Jesus loves you. When God is for you, who can be against you? It don't matter, because God is for you. Don't stop. God bless.